Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you all will be fine. First of all, I would like to thank you all for supporting me. And if you are new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. And I request you to watch the full video. It's me, Zan, the financial analyst, and I will tell you about what's happening in the Iraq and when actually the revaluation is happening, and all the news is related to Iraqi dinar revaluation. So without wasting our time, let's start the video.
In today's exciting update, we have some fascinating insights from Intel guru Frank 26 and his Iraq Boots on the Ground report, which sheds light on the latest developments in Iraq's monetary reform. Firefly, a close source on the ground in Iraq, shared an interesting conversation with Mr. Sami, a bank manager friend, who gave some key details about what could happen next in the monetary reform process. According to Mr. Sami, they are currently in the final stages of the education phase of the monetary reform, which means they are preparing the public for significant changes ahead. But what happens next? Based on Mr. Sami's knowledge, once the education phase is complete, we can expect to see the introduction of lower denomination notes. This would be a critical milestone in Iraq's monetary reform, as these lower notes are essential for the next phase of transforming the country's financial system. Mr. Sami mentioned that commercials will first be shown to the public to introduce these lower denomination notes, giving the people a chance to familiarize themselves with them before they are officially launched. Now, Mr. Sami seems to think that this next phase, including the introduction of the lower notes, could happen sometime next year. But why? Well, his belief is based on the fact that Iraq's central bank, CBI, is scheduled to meet with the U.S. Treasury at the end of this year. He speculates that this meeting is crucial to the next steps of the monetary reform and that it might trigger the rollout of the new notes and other reform measures. However, Frank 26 has a different perspective. In his opinion, while the meeting between the CBI and the U.S. Treasury is important, he doesn't believe it's a necessary trigger for the next phase of the monetary reform. Frank 26 confidently states that the monetary reform process is already well underway, and he believes we are much closer to seeing significant changes than many might think. One of the key reasons for Frank 26's optimism is that the commercials, which will introduce the lower denomination notes to the public, have already been produced and are ready to be released. He strongly believes that these commercials will be the next thing we see in this process, and that once they start airing, it will signal that the introduction of the lower notes is imminent. For Frank 26, the meeting with the U.S. Treasury, while relevant, is not the determining factor for when the new exchange rate or lower notes will be introduced. Frank 26 also mentions his anticipation that Alak, the governor of the CBI, will return from New York with a new exchange rate that everyone has agreed upon. If this happens, it would be a major turning point in Iraq's monetary reform and could set the stage for the lower denomination notes to be released soon after. In Frank 26's view, the momentum is already building, and he is confident that we could see significant progress in the very near future.